I gave a cold laugh. Pockmarked root, are you trying to trick me? Come on, take me to see the old madam. As I spoke, I pushed him toward the door. He looked at me sadly, not daring to stop me. We had barely taken 2 steps when a telephone rang inside the room. The Yi family was very rich, with phones in almost every part of the big house. They even had their own phone system and direct lines to their houses in Shanghai and other places. When the phone rang, the other servant quickly went to answer it, saying, "Yes, yes. Young Master Wei just arrived." He immediately turned to me. "Young Master Wei, our young master is on the phone for you." His words completely stopped me. Everything had made me think something bad had happened to Jockey, but clearly, I had guessed wrong. Just as I was asking Pockmarked Root what accident had happened to Jockey, here was Jockey himself, calling me. I froze, then let go of Pockmarked Root and walked quickly to the phone, picking it up. The moment I held the phone to my ear, Jockey's voice came through, very clear. "You're here? At my house already? That's great. Really great." I felt both annoyed and a little amused. Obviously, if I'm not at your house, how am I talking to you? Where are you? Not home? What's going on with your family? They've put me in a guest room. Jockey said. I don't know what they're doing. He stopped suddenly, and I quickly asked, "Jockey, where are you?" After a moment, he said, "I'm in Mudu." He stopped again after just 2 words. I pressed him, "You're about to get married, and instead of being home, you're hiding in Mudu, enjoying the cold winds from Taihu Lake? Are you coming back or not?" I knew the Yi family had a nice house in Mudu, near Taihu Lake. If Jockey was in Mudu, he had to be there. But that house was for summer. Why would he be stuck there in this cold weather? It didn't make sense. He chuckled, still as impatient as ever. "I'll come see you tonight." Before I could reply, he hung up the phone. When I turned around, Pockmarked Root and the other servant were staring at me, looking very relieved. Talking to Jockey showed that my idea about something bad happening to him was wrong. But my doubts didn't go away. The way everyone in the Yi family was acting, their words, their behavior was suspicious. I waved them away. "Go on, get out of here." The 2 servants put down my suitcase and quickly left. I lay on the bed, closing my eyes, thinking about everything I had seen and heard since getting off the train. I was sure the Yi family wasn't trying to be unfriendly, but why were they all so secretive? Could it be that the upcoming wedding was causing some unhappiness? That seemed unlikely. The bride's family was one of Suzhou's richest and most powerful. And if Jockey himself didn't want the marriage, that was even less likely. I knew Jockey's personality better than anyone. No one could force him to do something he didn't want to do. He was very stubborn. In Suzhou, you had to treat him nicely. If you asked politely, he would do anything. If you pushed him, he would refuse completely. I thought about it but couldn't figure it out. Giving up, I walked outside. As I stepped out of the room, I saw someone in the corner, waving at me. I looked closely and saw a smart, lively girl, about 15 or 16. I didn't recognize her, but since she was waving for me to come, I walked over. When I reached her, she looked around nervously, her face pale with fear. I asked, "Were you calling me? What's up? You can tell me." She looked terrified, her voice shaking. "Your young Master Wei, Miss sent me to tell you to meet her at West Garden. Don't tell anyone in the house." Before I could answer, she quickly ran off, leaving me standing there, surprised. The Miss she mentioned had to be Yi Jiamin. And West Garden was one of Suzhou's most beautiful old gardens, with its large halls, small buildings, and tall structures, a famous place. Jiamin wanted to meet me at West Garden and keep it secret from her family. She clearly had something important to tell me. Should I go or not? Honestly, I had no interest in trying to find out secrets people wanted to keep from me. But then I remembered Jiamin's red, swollen eyes. If she needed my help, how could I not go? It suddenly occurred to me that this might have nothing to do with Jockey. It could be entirely about Jiamin. I hurried toward the gate. Before I reached the main hall, Forthant saw me. "Young Master Wei, where are you going?" I acted like it was no big deal. "Since Jockey won't see me until tonight, I thought I'd take a walk," she said. "Let me have old Hang prepare the carriage." I waved her off. "No need to make a fuss. I'd rather walk. How about a cart then? Fourth aunt, I'm not a kid anymore, and Suzhou isn't some huge maze. I won't get lost. You go about your business, I'll just take a stroll and come back to visit the old madam later. She forced a smile, as strained as before. No need for that. The old madam has been very busy lately and isn't feeling well. The doctor says she needs rest and can't see visitors. I said a simple "oh" and walked out. Of course, I didn't believe her talk about the old madam being sick or unable to see visitors. She was avoiding me for some reason I hadn't figured out yet. I left the Yi mansion and walked through several streets. By the time I reached Changmen Gate, it was getting dark. West Garden's tall, yellow walls looked serious and quiet in the evening light. With the cold weather and growing darkness, the place was almost empty. I hurried inside, walking around the garden, but saw no sign of Jiamin. I rushed back to the entrance. The place was still empty. I shouted, "Little Min! Little Min!" After a few calls, several people looked at me angrily. They were probably West Garden's caretakers. I was about to call again when someone rushed toward me. I thought it was Jiamin, but as they reached me, I realized it was Old Hang. It was, without a doubt, the most embarrassing moment possible. I had told them I was just going for a casual walk, but here I was, meeting Jiamin in secret, and Old Hang had caught me. When he stopped in front of me, my face turned red with embarrassment. Trying to hide it, I pretended to be surprised. "Hey, Old Hang, what are you doing here?" But he spoke directly. "Young Master Wei, Miss has already gone back. Shouldn't you head back too?" I wished the ground would open up and swallow me. A sudden anger toward Jiamin rose up. Was this tricky girl playing a trick on me? But her red, swollen eyes told a different story. She was clearly very sad. How could she be playing with me? Helplessly, I asked, "Why did she leave?" Old Hang said, "Fourth aunt found out she was here and sent a car to bring her back." "Young Master Wei, it's getting dark, and the roads aren't safe. We should head back," I snapped, feeling a bit ashamed. "Not safe? What is there to worry about?" He quickly changed his words. "Don't get me wrong, you are modern, you don't believe in those things, but I do. Honestly, you have to believe." The young master, he stopped short, realizing he had said too much, and became quiet. I grabbed his arm, pulling him a few steps to a stone bench and sitting him down. "All right, Old Hang, let's be clear. What's going on with the young master?" In the growing darkness, his face showed great panic. I had never seen anyone look so terrified, so completely shaken. Years later, looking back, I often thought that if I hadn't been so young, so stubbornly determined to find out the truth, I might have felt sorry for Old Hang and let him go. But at the time, I had no such plan. Still holding his arm, I leaned close to his face, my voice harsh, almost cruel. "Speak. What's going on?" Old Hang's body began to shake. "The young master, he's fine, nothing's wrong. And Miss Jiamin? Miss?" he repeated, surprised. "Nothing's wrong with her." His tone told me everything. When I asked about the young master, he was worried and tried to avoid the question. But with Jiamin, he was truly confused. She was fine. The problem was clearly with Jockey. I sneered. "Old Hang, do you dare to lie to me?" He waved his hands desperately. No, young Master Wei. When have I ever lied to you? You've always been kind to us servants. Don't get angry.